In this video, I'm going to be reviewing and testing out the Keurig K Supreme Plus coffee maker, so let's get started. The K Supreme Plus coffee maker comes with a 78-ounce water reservoir, which will give you 9 cups at 8 ounces each or 13 cups at 6 ounces each. The K Supreme Plus also has MultiStream technology, which is a first for Keurig. It gives you 5 needle points so that it can extract all the flavor from the coffee pod. And here you can see the 5 holes punched into the pod. The K Supreme Plus measures out 12.2 inches high, 13.3 inches in depth, 8.3 inches wide. Open the lid and add on another 4.7 inches, which brings it to 16.9 inches tall. The distance between the coffee output area to the removable drip tray is 6.2 inches. With the drip tray removed, you have 7.2 inches, so you can easily fit in a mug 7 inches tall. I have a separate video on how to install the water filter. I'll leave a link in the description box. To set up your personal preferences, insert a coffee pod, choose your preferred cup size, choose your strength and choose your temperature, and then press and hold the user profile button until it says saved, and then just press the K button to start brewing. The Keurig Supreme Plus comes with 3 temperature settings, but they don't actually say what those temperature settings are. According to the website, the internal water temperature of the machine is 192 degrees Fahrenheit, but it does depend on the type of mug that you're using. So I'm going to test out these 3 temperature settings and let's see what we find. First, I want to run a quick water temperature test. I'm just going to do 4 ounces. Just note that without a K pod in there, you can't change the temperature setting. So here I have only 122 degrees Fahrenheit, but I'm using a glass mug which is shorter and wider. Okay, I'm going to brew a 4-ounce cup at a temperature 1 setting. Press the flashing K and you'll see brewing in the display screen. So you'll hear a brewing sound in the beginning and then it kind of quietens down a little while it's dispensing the coffee until towards the end it'll pick up a sound again. And it took about 55 seconds to brew a 4-ounce cup from the moment I pressed the brew button to the very last drop. So I'm going to be testing out all the temperatures using mugs that have been sitting on my counter at room temperature. They're all ceramic mugs, and this one is showing me a temperature reading of about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to use a different mug and change the coffee pod. And if you are new to my channel, do consider subscribing. I bring out videos every week. Select 4 ounce again with a temperature setting of 2 this time. And press the center brewing button. Okay, so this is giving me a temperature of, I don't know if you can see this, but 158 degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually a little lower than the first temperature. Interesting. Next, another 4-ounce cup at a temperature 3 setting. Press the flashing K. And this looks like it's also giving me 160 degrees, which is the same as temperature 1 setting. Since there wasn't much difference in the reading between the 4-ounce cup, I'm going to try a 6-ounce cup at a temperature of 3. And a 6-ounce cup takes about 60 seconds to brew. Okay, so this is also giving me a temperature of around 161, 162. So they kind of seem to be all in the 160 range, and I promise you there's nothing wrong with my thermometer. Okay, let's do a 10-ounce cup at a temperature of 2. So I have more coffee in here at a lower temperature than the previous mug I just made. And this 10-ounce cup took about 90 seconds to brew. So this is giving me a reading of, 161. So the same as a 6-ounce cup at a temperature of 3. I want to test out the temperature on the iced coffee, but obviously without the ice. I'm going to use a plastic tumbler here. For iced coffee, the machine will always default to 6 ounce, no matter what size you choose. So here you can see for a 6-ounce cup, it's giving me a reading of 145 degrees. Okay, next I want to use the My K-Cup reusable filter, but since I've made so much coffee, I'm actually just going to use tea. I've put some loose leaf tea in here. I'm going to select 6 ounce at temperature 1 and strength 1. If you guys want to watch my video on how to set up the K-Cup coffee filter, I'll leave a link in the description box. So using a taller ceramic mug, a 6-ounce cup of dispensed water is giving me a temperature of 159 degrees. And if you're going to go back to using K-pods, just remember to put the K-pod holder back in. And it's a good idea to run a clear water brew just to clean out all the coffee bits that are going to be accumulating inside. This will help make each brew of coffee taste better. So just to show you what I mean, it'll just make cleaning your machine easier later on and help maintain it. So overall the machine is pretty good. It's nice and quiet. I like the MultiStream technology. I like that it's giving me full flavor of the pod, and I feel like it's actually using up most of the coffee in the pod rather than just one single hole. The temperature, not so much, but I can see that it does depend on the type of mug that you're using, how tall the mug is. If you're going to use a shorter mug, then obviously the water dispensing down into the mug is going to lose its temperature on its way down, as opposed to a tall mug, which is covering the water and retaining some of that heat in the mug. The My K-Cup reusable filter is a great bonus to have with the coffee machine. If you don't want to make coffee, you can always switch to loose leaf tea, and I like having that option. As far as it brewing the coffee, the MultiStream is definitely helping. It does give it a lot of flavor, but again, it does all depend on the type of coffee that you're going to be using. And lastly, the machine does come with a 5-minute auto shut-off feature. Alright guys, don't forget to leave a like or leave a comment, and I hope to see you in my next video.